Anonymous. The good thing about anonymity is that it gives people the opportunity to ask questions without feeling awkward. Yeah. But the downside is that it allows people to ask questions without feeling awkward. So, but this doesn't mean this question is an awkward question. So Anonymous asked, why some people seem to have a blessed life while others have met with many challenges? So Anonymous asked this question without asking from it, like the point of view from which this should be seen from. Okay, so because different people have different rationale or different explanation or reasonings why this is so. Yeah, so different religion have different explanation, and different people of different cultural background, so like life experiences, they would have different explanation. For example, from a secular standpoint, then we may say that this could be due to institutional injustice or inequality. Yeah. So if a person have this mindset or believe that for some people to have a blessed life while others to have met with many challenges, then if a person believe that this is due to institutional inequality, then they will try to change the institutional inequality. They will try to identify which part is unequal and then try to change it. Yeah, make sense? Yeah. Institutional inequality means like, for example, societal policy, yeah, the country's policy, and various things that are in place, yeah, that is present in the country. Usually referring to, let's say, the country's law, or usually, yeah. But there are some which may be somewhat, maybe not so much institutional, because institutional is almost always referring to the country's law, yeah. But there could be some which is nearby, which is related to, let's say, societal norms, yeah. So if, let's say, by and large the society have certain notion or certain way of doing things, then as a result it may undermine certain individuals. Like, for example, some people feel that like there's male and female inequality. Yeah. And so some people feel that man has a more blessed life while women face many challenges. Is it true? And this is due to sexual discrimination. Is it true? Yeah. In Singapore, and I don't know about Malaysia or Indonesia, but is it true in Singapore? Hard to say. Hard to say. Yeah. Perhaps maybe 50 years ago, maybe it is somewhat true. Yeah, because 50 years ago, not so much government. So this is not so much institutional, but this is more value system in families. So 50 years ago, it is not uncommon for families to have the mindset, yeah, that girls don't have to study so much, right? So, if we look at this and say, this is inequality, and then as a result, women would make more challenges, and then men have a more blessed life, then as a result, we will say, okay, let's change this. So far, so good. Then there are those who believe that the reason why some are more blessed and some meet more challenges is due to some bigger forces than us. Yeah, where there is some being beyond us that have the ability to decide, yeah, how our life would be. Yeah, so different, and this is found in many different cultures. Yeah, many different cultures, and we have different names to describe this. Yeah, so some call it fate, some call it life, life's lot. Yeah, different names. But then something that is due to some kind of God. When I say God, I'm just using English word God. Doesn't mean must be Christian God, okay? Because practically almost many different religions have this notion that God is in charge of everything, and there's that particular God, okay, that particular God that they believe in is in charge. Chinese notion of God is very interesting. Yeah, we always say 老天爷, 老天爷, but which 老天爷? You know, because from what I gather from some of the Chinese monks, my peers from China, one of them told me that actually way back, Chinese have very simplistic idea of the world. Yeah, Chinese have very simplistic idea of the world. It's just 天地人, just this three. And when we say 天, it's not a personified individual. Yeah, the 玉皇大帝 came later. Yeah, if you look at Dao De Jing, no mention of 玉皇大帝. From what I heard, 玉皇大帝 and all the 满天神佛 came later. Yeah, came later. When did it come? When Indian culture and Chinese culture met. Yeah, and it's not just Buddhism, because Hinduism did come into contact with Chinese civilization also. So it's a mixture of Buddhism, Hinduism, and then Chinese culture get exposed to the plethora of all the different heavenly realms, you know. Then after that, we start to have all the Yivang Tadi, this god, that god, that god. But even prior to that, Chinese did have some kind of animistic beliefs also. Yeah. So animistic meaning that they believe that there is some divinity in all the different things in nature. So like lightning, there's a lightning god in charge of it. Wind, there's a wind god in charge of it. Rain, there's a rain god. River, there's a river god. Tree, a mountain, and anything that is in nature that seems to just function by itself, I believe that there's some god. But again, in Dao De Jing, we just talk about some universal force. Yeah. So strictly speaking, if you just look at Dao De Jing from what I gather, okay, because all religion is evolving. So Taoism today may believe in a more personified form also. But in the Taoist text itself, it doesn't seem to allude to a personified meaning that there is an individual already. Yeah. Whereas Taoism in the early form seemed to believe in some universal force. Yeah, called the Tao. That's why Dao Jia, the way. Yeah, the way things are in a way. So if you believe that, like in Chinese culture, we even non-Taoist or Buddhist or whatever you believe in, it becomes part of our culture. We say, 哎呀，天哪, you know, suddenly even people say, 天哪, doesn't mean I believe in a God, right? But it's just an expression that we use. Perhaps, it's much like Westerners, they say, oh God, but it doesn't mean that they believe in a God. And somehow Singaporeans also start saying, oh God, oh my God. Yeah, I always, oh my Buddha. But perhaps it's just it has become a cultural thing. Yeah. So then, so Chinese also believe in some kind of like that there is an order. Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, if you look at Chinese philosophy, all the 子, 孔 Kongzi, Mengzi, Zhuangzi, and so on. Actually, there are a lot of thinkers in China itself also throughout the history. Yeah, and a good number of them believe in some kind of order. Yeah, I don't know for sure whether they all subscribe to Taoism, but they also seem to subscribe to a certain order. I think especially Zhuangzi, he believed that he stated that not just him, a few individuals state that if everybody know what is their benfen, know what they are supposed to do, and everybody do according to what they are supposed to do, things will be in harmony. Yeah. And then so how is it determined what we're supposed to do? So sometimes somewhat link is a Chinese idea of suan ming. This how your life is gonna be. So you just follow it, then okay lor. Yeah, but of course then human beings not satisfied with our life, so you want to change it. Yeah. So depending on what you believe determines your life, then the way you change it will be different. Right? So Chinese Suan Ming believe that our life is governed by the constellation. Yeah. So that's why we go and calculate according to the constellation and then try to do certain things to counter those influences. Yeah. So the fact that, but of course, just now I said that the question has no context, doesn't ask what is the belief system, from which angle. Of course, ask me, of course, want to know Buddhist angle, right? So how about Buddhism? Yeah, what does the Dharma say about why some people seem to have a blessed life while others have met with many challenges? So in Buddhism, we say that a huge part of this is basically due to our own actions. Yeah, whether in this life or in the past life. Not everything due to past life. Yeah. Okay. Key thing is when we think about karma, we often jump to the wrong conclusion that it's all about past life karma. Karma is about this life also. But it has become a very entrenched notion that karma is about past life. In which case, it becomes like a pre-written thing. Written by who? Written by ourselves in the past. Yeah. Why did we write this? We don't know. Yeah. And then it seems as though our life is not within control. Not within control in what sense? In the sense that if we suffer, we suffer. We don't suffer if we have good fortune, then lucky law. Yeah. So when the Buddha teach about karma, a huge part of the emphasis is actually on the present karma. What do you do in the present life? Because this is the only time you can control your karma is now. The karma you do now. Past karma already done. Future karma haven't been done yet. Yeah, the only one you can determine is now. Yeah. So, but because it has become quite ingrained that we have a notion that, oh, karma is about past life and so on, then it seems as though our present action has no efficacy. That means no impact or little impact. So one exercise I always like people to do is, if you think that your blessed life is due to, blessed life is easier to disprove. Yeah. So if you think that your good life is purely due to past karma and not due to present karma, okay, then how many of you think that your good life is due to purely past karma? Oh, now nobody dare to admit. But anyway, let me tell you the exercise. Very simple. I think some of you have heard it before. Very simple. Like let's say you may think, when you see other people having a good job, you may think, due to my past life. Why do people think this way? Because the person don't look like he's very smart. Why have such a good job? Because past life lah. Yeah. I'm so smart. How can I never get a good job? Because my past life not so good. So that's why. So in case if you have this kind of mindset, do this exercise. Just when you think that your life is bad enough, try this. Don't go to work for 3 days. See what happened to your job. Yeah. Don't call in, don't answer phone call, don't just disappear MIA for 3 days. See what happened. See whether your past life, good karma, can sustain you past the 3 days. If it does, very good. Yeah. When you go back to work, then your boss like, hey, what happened to you? Huh? Hey, come to my office, then you sit down, then the boss asks you, so, hey, what happened to you? You MIA for 3 days. Are you okay? Oh, yeah, I'm okay. Then why do you come to work? Oh, I was just doing an exercise. What exercise? My Sifu says my good life is not purely due to past life. Yeah, I don't believe. So I tried the exercise. See what happened. Yeah. If your boss like, what kind of exercise is this? Please get back to work. Next time, don't try. If your boss do that, right, don't punish you or anything, then try this. Give your boss a slap. Yeah. Yeah. If it's purely due to good life, and because good life already done, you must have a good job, right? Then you slap your boss, the boss will like, if slap once, enough, go quick, go and do your work. Then you slap again. Or maybe don't slap again. The next day, come in, slap your boss again. See how many times you can slap a boss before you get arrested by the police for assault. That is present life karma for you. Maybe we may think, Sifu, that's a bit too drastic. How about you try this? Find your best friend. Okay? Find your best friend. Yeah. The friend that you feel like, wow, since the day you meet this person, you have such a good affinity, like, wow, you feel like this is your best friend forever. Try. Ask your friend out for coffee, or now phase 2 heightened cannot dine in. So invite your friend over. Yeah, one person at most, two. If you have many best friends, can only invite 2 at a time. Okay. Now you must observe heightened alert measures. Then same thing. When they come, give them a slap. See how many times you can slap your friend before they become your enemy. Now this may seem quite drastic. Yeah. And most people like, what a ridiculous thing to do. But that's precisely the point. No matter how good your conditions were in the past with that person, if you start doing things that's abusive, you start doing things that is detrimental to a good friendship or good relationship, it's going to ruin it. And that's why the Buddha's teaching is on action, karma, whether past life, present, or the future. But most importantly, our present life. So how do you have a blessed life? Now, before I jump into that, in Buddhism, we also don't say that it's just due to your present life. It's due to a combination of conditions, part of which is due to past life, part of which is due to present life. For your present life, is combination, past life plus present life. Yeah. So previously I've mentioned about Yin Ye, Man Ye. Yin Ye is the one that induces you to take rebirth, whether you be born as a human being or any of the 6 realms. Man Ye is the karma that completes, fulfill this life. So it determines how much food you were going to get. For example, how much wealth, whether you're going to be poor or rich, and so on and so forth, to some extent. So we can look at it as like a band, yeah, like a band. Yeah. But your present life, you can still plant new seeds, right? Yeah. And besides that, your present life, it depends on how you act also. If you act in horrible ways, then your wholesome karma cannot ripen. Yeah. Or it has already ripened, and then you, because of your inappropriate actions, it kind of like spoils or ruins whatever merits you have. Yeah. So how to have a blessed life? Yeah. Start to act in wholesome ways. Yeah. That is why in various suttas there is mention about how various arahants In particular, Venerable Mahakashapa, he would go on alms round. For Venerable Mahakashapa is very interesting. He specifically go for alms round around the route that where poor people are staying. Yeah, and it is to give them an opportunity to plant the seeds of merits. Yeah, so that they can be free of poverty. Yeah, so you notice sometimes the actions, yeah, that is taken in the teachings is a bit different from worldly angle. Yeah, worldly angle focuses just on the fruit. Or now you're poor, I give you food, I give you money, I give you this, I give you that. But if doing that doesn't change the person's let's say the doesn't help the person to plant merits, then it's just for this period. Yeah, future in this life, future life, both included. After you use that up, then again no more. Yeah, so depending on your mindset, yeah, about why whatever factors determine your life, then you may act differently. In the Buddhist teaching, it's more about our actions, past life and present life. But as we have gone through, past life already done, right? So only present life, yeah, is what you can manage. Then how about those past life karma that is unwholesome? Yeah, so we have some to sort of mitigate it also. You cannot say just cancel it out, but you can mitigate it by doing repentance. Yeah. So repentance is to not nullify it, but to basically say, I don't agree with those actions. Yeah. So it don't continue to grow. Yeah. It just hold on. And if you don't connect with those unwholesome actions, it doesn't have a chance to ripen as well. Yeah. Except for, like, let's say the Wu Ni Jian Zui, the 5 heinous states. Yeah. Once you do that, the 5 heinous states, next life confirm. Yeah. Other people are not sure about their next life. You are very sure. Sure for in a bad way. Yeah. So it's important. This is actually a good question. Yeah. But I'm glad that the person didn't just ask, what is a Buddhist view? Because the truth is, even Buddhists don't look at our life purely just from a Buddhist point of view. Yeah, so it's important to also address the different reasons why people look at life differently, and as a result, why they act differently. Yeah, so you can look at ourselves and ask ourselves, how do we respond to challenges in life? How do we respond to a boon in life? That means something good happened in life. How do you respond to it? From the way we respond, you can sort of interpolate or extrapolate our mindset. What is our mindset? What is our view? In other words, do we actually have right view? Yeah, is our view in line with how the Buddha saw it? Yeah, or is it actually more folk belief, cultural belief? Yeah, you'd be surprised, huh? It's so ingrained. That's why it's called culture. You know, culture. Yeah. So cannot be helped. You know. Yeah. If you do this exercise and go and check, you may find that many times we behave in a way that is not 100% in line with how the Buddha saw it. Yeah. Yeah. But don't. It's not a crime and shame. Don't beat yourself over it. Yeah. So go and reflect and contemplate. What is the reason why you think in this way? And more importantly, thinking in this way or that way, how does that shape the way we live our life? And as a result of how we live our life or the things we do, then does it actually improve our life? Does it actually improve our life? Yeah. Like, just to give an example, if you believe that your life is fixed, yeah, is some fate written by somebody, then how does that shape the way you look at your life? Yeah. maybe if you believe that it's written by somebody, then you may find yourself trying to placate that somebody. I don't know who. Whoever you believe, wrote your life. Then you may try to placate and say, hey, my chapter 23, not so good. Can you, is there anything I can do? So if you have this kind of mindset, that's the natural thing, right? If you really believe somebody wrote your life, yeah, then the natural thing is you want to go and placate the person. It's just like, imagine if you are an actor acting in a movie, and then you receive the script, and then your script, was it huh? Father die, mother die, then got cancer, then kena rock, kena whack. Then you're like, wow, is it every time you get this kind of script, then you go to ask the director, hey, I buy you lunch, Hey, can I not get bashed so many times? Oh, so you know what I mean? That's the parallel. If you believe that someone wrote your script, yeah, because it's similar to acting in the movie, yeah. So, but the question is, that's your belief, right? But does that really work? Does that really work? Then you can go and placate somebody who wrote your script. Then somehow it can change. Because you think about it, if it's really written by somebody, don't know who, if you believe in that, the person should have a good reason for writing it a certain way. Yeah. And if there's a good reason, let's call it reason A, and yet you can do B to override it, then does it mean that your actions B is greater than the reason A? And if a mere mortal like us is able to do something that override the reason A of this somebody, don't know who, then we are greater than A. We are greater than this person who wrote our, because we can somehow sway the reasons. Then either this person who wrote our script is frivolous, yeah, can be easily swayed, that can just, just write our script based on some whims and fancy. So you just do something, yeah, burn 3 joss stick, buy some oranges, or recite certain things a certain number of times, then I change for you, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, I receive your prayers, so I change for you. Don't worry, Yeah, it's okay. I write off for you. Then, of course, some people may still believe in this system. Yeah. So it boils down to this. Yeah. And the question is, if this works, everybody will want to rewrite their life, right? Yeah. Why just change your boss? Or why just help you overcome this project if you can do that? Might as well just change yourself. I want to be Donald Trump. I woke up tomorrow. Oh no, my hair. I want to be Barack Obama. Wake up. Oh, people call me Mr. President. Yeah. I mean, in the US, once a president, always a president. Yeah. Can or not? So think about it. In the Buddha's teaching, I look at it this way. It's more about self-responsibility. Yeah, that you are responsible for your own well-being, your own happiness, your own suffering. Even more importantly, that your actions have results. And some of the results impact, the results always impact yourself, but many times it also impacts others. Yeah. So if you want to be happy in the long term, you want to make sure that your actions don't harm others as well. Yeah. Then you can live in harmony with one another, yeah, without bringing suffering to others. Okay. 阿弥陀佛。愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿得智慧真明了，
愿得智慧真明了。
不愿罪障悉消除，
不愿罪障悉消除，
世世常行菩萨道。
世世常行菩萨道。
阿弥陀佛。Keep reading again. may be guided and protected by the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And as always,
乖乖。Thank you, 师父。
have a blessed day ahead.
Thank you, 师父。
阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛。
Okay.